is when you see this, because people see different things when you see this cover, you interpret it differently based on your own life. Well, this was the brainchild of Mr. DJ Bridgers, who owns Big Ben, and he does production. He does a lot of different things, but he created the book. He created the book cover, the illustrations. So thank you, DJ and Tanya. And then we've got my dad. My dad is here. My dad today is his birthday. My dad is 46 years old today. You're right. If you have him tell it. He turned 86 years old today. He's here from Fort Washington, Maryland, and he came to celebrate today. So, you know, he's dealing with some losses. His wife passed away last year, and then he lost his daughter, one of his twin daughters, a couple of months later. So we just applaud you for your strength and your courage and for your love. So thank you for being here. And then I have to give a shout out to my son Lee. This is my son. Everybody can tell you about trauma and what I went through and residual effects and collateral damage. Then talk to him. He may talk to you. He may not. But thank you, Lee. Thank you for coming. And thank you for being my most wonderful son. And then Tyrone. Of course, Tyrone talked about the journey that we've gone through, but he's been my backbone. He has been patient with me through all of this, and I just appreciate it because if it hadn't been for you, then I don't know that this would have been done. So I love you. And then I want to give a shout out to Sam and Alice Marie. Sam and Alice Marie Sam and Alice Marie have My Seasons Catering, and she waves. My Seasons Catering. This is their restaurant, but they also are executive chefs, and Miss Alice is a marriage coach. So she helps people that are having struggles with marriage to have a successful one. So I appreciate that. And then I got one more author here that I want to mention, and that's Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda has a book that she just participated in, and it's telling her story about success, about struggles, about how God comes in and helps you and makes it possible. So Wanda, and she's also my legal shield lady. So thank you all. And then I wanted to just give a shout out to all of my authors in here, published authors. We've got Miss Wanda here, and we've also got Mary, who's also a published author, like I said, and then Minister Claudette Hutchison. She's a published author. She also has what she's doing right now is she's doing some recording for her podcast, which is Straight Talk, Food for the Soul. Food for the Soul. So this is going to be on there. And then I think I got everybody. Sonia, did we get Sonia? Oh, we didn't get Sonia. How can we not get the wife of poverty? My sisterpreneur, Miss Sonia, is also wrote a book. She's also an executive chef, and she wrote her book, What's for Dinner, telling her life. And she's just been a really good friend since I got connected with XC, Experience Connections Networking Group. So thank you. Thank you for all of you. All right, so let me go ahead and just say, I talked a little bit about my sister, and so let's talk about the book. The book is about my sister, but that's not it. As Tyrell indicated, it's more of a self-help, really getting people to recognize that there is some trauma, and how do we deal with that? How many people do you know, and if it's you, you can raise your hand, how many people do you know have experienced childhood traumas? Exactly. Now, I want you to think about that, because how many of the people that you know that experienced childhood traumas realize that they experienced childhood traumas and that it's affecting their lives today? Give me a raise a hand on that. The numbers are smaller, aren't they? Because there's so many people that don't realize that everything they do, every decision that they make is based on their childhood traumas. And what that does is it creates residual effects that creates collateral damage. And that's what I talk about in the book. So my charge is to make sure, when my sister passed away, I wanted to make sure that people understood that just because you're not a child anymore doesn't mean that you don't experience the residual effects of that. And who it affects, who it impacts, you're hurting. So the reason the book is said disrupt the cycle of childhood trauma is because, you know what? We may not be able to stop it. We not be able to cut it off so that it doesn't happen anymore. It's the person that it happened to that has to make the choice on whether or not they're going to get the help, gain the awareness that they need, and make it important enough for the people that they love that they will not continue that. But if you think about a disruption is like a glitch, right? It doesn't necessarily break it off. It can come right back. That's why this book was written, so that people can become aware of it. Everybody I've talked to who have read it have started to think about, I don't know, did I? And how is that impacting the people that I love? So that's the reason for the book, and that's why I want you to share it, because you all raised your hands for knowing somebody that's dealt with childhood trauma. Now, I will tell you, the people who dealt with childhood trauma that had a loving, nurturing parent in the home to help them will most likely not deal with the residual effects of it. Okay, so you have people that say, "Oh, I had childhood trauma, but I'm okay." Are you really? That's one of the ways to tell if you had that loving and nurturing adult to support you through that. And if you didn't, most chances are you need to read the book. Okay, so let me go ahead and just read something from the book. Thank you. And I'm just gonna talk. It's towards the end of the book. And first of all, the book is broken up into 3 different sections. It's broken up into drama, trauma, and mama. So what that does is help you to identify what happens when the trauma occurs. And it goes all through that, and it helps you to identify whether or not this is something that you've experienced. Hi, Morgan. Then it goes into the drama, because when we grow up, that's when the drama continues. And then it goes into the mama. So the mama is about what happens to your children when you fail to deal with the residual effects of your childhood trauma. So it's broken up into three parts for you. And then towards the end, I just want to share this and I'll be done. And that is, my sister is no longer with me, but God is. When Moses died, God said to Joshua, "Moses is gone. You are in charge now. Be strong and courageous, for I am with you. I will not fail you or abandon you." This is paraphrased from Joshua 1:1-9. I write this book to honor my sister's life, her struggles, her selflessness, and her capacity to love unconditionally. Losing her has given me the courage I need to do what God has placed me on this earth to do. Loving her has given me the strength to honor her life in a way that she could not have possibly imagined. Losing my sister has taken me out of a holding pattern. It has allowed me to see how important it is for me to share our experiences so that others can obtain emotional healing. God has given me the courage I need to be transparent and to share our story with you. Our lives are at stake. The lives of our children are at stake. I would be doing an injustice to my sister if I did not use our story as a platform to help others to make sense of their own trauma and the residual effects of their traumatic experiences. I believe God was with my sister throughout her life, and even the day she gave up and took her last breath. I believe she is with him now. I hear people say that their loved ones who have passed on are still with them. Personally, I don't believe that. Actually, I don't want my sister's spirit to be here. I want her spirit to be where she is, having God love on her like she has never been loved on before. I believe that she is so wrapped up in his love and continuously surrounded by the love of those whom she loved that passed on before her. I don't want her to even think of me. I want her to know when she sees me again that I heard her cries, and then when the time was right, I shared her story, and that I put aside my own fears to tell it. God has given me that courage. I have not revealed the entire story, Only the parts I've been prompted to share. It is my prayer that you will take from our story and do what it is in your heart to break the cycle of trauma in your life for the sake of those here and those to come. God bless you always. I just wanted to share that part with you. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. My sister would definitely be kind of saying, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Come on.
But she knows I'm gonna do it. She knows I'm gonna do it. So I thank God for that. And we are going to, in a few minutes, we're gonna have a toast with champagne, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, to celebrate this, because it is a celebration. It is a celebration. But before we do that, I was wondering if you could just indulge me for a minute and sing happy birthday to my dad. Yeah. Got it? I'm up. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How old are you now?
You would ask that. It's always the grandchildren that do something else. I'm 37. I'm 86 today.
So with that, we're going to be able to do the books. Now, here's the deal with the books. If you have purchased, oh, wait a minute. One more author just came in the house. That's Mr. Elam King. He is a published author. And I met Mr. Elam King at an event, a vendor event, and I saw his book and his whole paraphernalia. I was like, oh my God, the name of the book was Understanding a Man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I said, understanding a man. I need to understand a man. So I met him, purchased the book, and ended up doing a book group for his book. And he's got a new book coming out now. Oh, he's got a couple things coming out. You'll have to talk to Elam. He's powerful podcaster, speaker, and my friend. So thank you, Elam, for coming.
Absolutely.
And so the books are going to be available for purchase. If you have your book already and you want it autographed, just come up. You don't have to go to where the books are being purchased. Tyrone is going to be handling the book purchases, and he has all the information about payment. Then, to get your book autographed, you stand in line over here, and I have a bookmark for all of you who are getting your books autographed. So, again, thank you all for coming. We're going to do the champagne. They're going to bring the champagne out. Good job. And we'll do a toast when we get the champagne out, but in the meantime, thank you all. Thank you.